Hello and welcome back. Today's video is an update for my project 10 uses where I'm picking 4 different products at a time, using them 10 times and rolling it out. It's kind of somewhere between a Shop My Stash and a project pan. These are just some things that are neglected and I want to get some use out of. I am also doing a project 100 uses. You can find those videos in my project pan playlist if you're interested in seeing that. I do Shop My Stash as well, but in my Shop My Stash, I usually only use each thing probably about 2 to 3 times, kind of depending on the rotation. But anyway, I have gotten to 10 uses on all 4 products, so I'm picking 4 new products. It's been a while since I updated on this. I think it's been almost 2 months, so let's just get into it. So this is kind of funny this was in my project 10 uses, the Morphe liquid lipstick in Virgin, because I've already finished this. My last update was 2 months ago, but I had even pre-filmed at that point. It's been a while. I basically decided to put this in a project pan after having it in this project 10 uses, and yeah, I used it up. I did not take the stopper out. I don't do that with lip products just because it's really sticky, but yeah, it's all gone and I really did like this. Then the next 3 items were all eyeshadow palettes. One was the Colored Rain Queen of Hearts palette, and I bought this on Black Friday on major sale. And it was so worth it. This palette is really, really nice. I'm happy that I used it. The mattes blend so easily. The shimmers are a bit on the chunky side. They definitely need a wet brush, but it is a fantastic palette. And the fact that I got it for $19 is also pretty awesome. All right, if you saw my recent ranking older eyeshadow palettes video, you would have seen this one. I love this palette. This is the BH Weekend Festival palette. And I'm really glad that I could put this in this project because I had kind of neglected this because I bought a lot of colorful palettes in 2019. But this one is amazing and I'm really glad I used it 10 times. Beautiful. This blue, I wore that in a video and people like commented on that a lot. It's a gorgeous color. And I use several other shades. Kind of for an everyday look, I often would use the different browns on the lower lash line. So I used it in a really simple way as well. And it worked out fantastically. These shades are so creamy, really easy to blend. The metallics are very foiled and I am very happy that I got more use out of this palette. And the last product was the Natasha Denona Metropolis palette. And I got to 10 uses on this one pretty soon after the last update. And I sadly have not used it since then. If you saw, I got a lot of new palettes at the beginning of the year and this one hasn't been used in a while. So I need to get back on that because this is the most expensive makeup product I've ever got and I really do like it. I do have some dips going in it. This one, I am still going to be keeping track of this in my project 100 uses. So you will see it there as well. But yeah, like I said, I think it's been almost 2 months since I've used this palette, which is very sad, but I need to reach into it. The problem is I think I just had way too many palettes because I had 3 palettes in my project 10 uses. I've got my Pan That palette, and then I have 2 palettes in my Pie project pan, and then I always pick one eyeshadow palette for my Shop My Stash, so it was a lot. I definitely kind of overwhelmed myself in the last month with how many different eyeshadows I was kind of working on, plus I wanted to use my new palettes, so it was too much. You will see this time I'm only gonna pick 1 palette. All right, let's talk about the new products I'm putting in here. The first one is a lipstick. This is a ColourPop Luxe lipstick in What's Your Sign? This was a Kathleen Lights collab. It's a warm nude. I really like this. I do reach for this somewhat regularly. This Luxe formula is one of my favorite lipstick formulas ever. But this particular shade, I don't think I've used this in a few months, which is very sad. So I think this is a good product to put in here. All right, then we have a Mary Luminizer. This is a highlighter that I repurchased last year. I had a mini a while back, like 5 years ago, that I completely finished and I missed it that whole time, which is crazy considering I have a lot of highlighters. Since I've repurchased this though, I think I've used it less than 10 times. So this seems like a good item to put in here. It's, you know, a usual champagne highlighter, therefore I feel like it could go with any look. And I know I love it. Perfect. All right, then I went with a face palette, and for some reason I tend to neglect my face palettes, although my Hourglass Ghost palette, I have been using that regularly because that is in my year-long project pan. But I went with the Becca and Chloe palette. And again, this is one, I think it's been a few months since I used it. I know it's sad. I really like this. This does remind me of the Hourglass formula. It's not exact, but it definitely reminds me of it. It's a really, really nice palette. The bronzer, it's pretty subtle, but it's very nice. The blushes, they have some sheen, but they're not too shimmery. And this vanilla colored highlighter is wonderful. Very excited to use this. This was something I was so excited I bought last year on mega sale. I think I paid like $19 or something like that. And it is a really nice quality palette, but again, it's been collecting dust for a little while and I need to change that. Last up is the only eyeshadow palette I chose. This is the Makeup Geek in the Nude. I talked about this also in that ranking older eyeshadow palettes video and how much I love it. And again, kind of neglected. Ooh, I really don't like that I've been doing that. But again, that's why I'm doing this project, so it helps. This is a very nice neutral palette. Nothing really groundbreaking, but these are her foiled shades and they are really nice and foiled. The mattes are very buttery and easy to blend. I think a lot of these, they still have these colors in the rebrand. I don't know how many of the older shades they got rid of or what exactly. I haven't really watched a lot of videos about that, but I have this older palette and I should be using it because it's great. And this is a very good everyday palette. I feel like I could easily reach into this and combine it with my Pan That palette and it should work pretty well. Alrighty, that is it for this update. I'm pretty excited. I definitely had too many palettes though, therefore that's kind of why it's taken me a while to update on this, but I think 1 or 2 max for this project seems appropriate considering how many other palettes I'm working on, and plus I just like to be able to reach for whatever I want on the weekend anyway. So yeah, that is it. If you're interested, you can check out my Project Pan playlist and also my Pan That palette playlist. That is it, and have a great day.